You are fired.
That's not completely fair.
그럼 제가 선배 맘에 탕탕 후루후루.
아래 아래 못 말리는 아가씨.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Vijayanis.
So for the next task, I'm going to ask you to analyze the restaurant service package and service system. And each team has to propose one practical improvement that enhances the customer experience. And the team with the better proposal will be the winner. What can you tell me about this service package, Destiny?
So a service package is a bundle of goods and service provided in a specific environment, and it consists of 5 core features, include supporting facilities, facilitating goods, information, exclusive service, and inclusive service.
Thank you. To be more specific, first, supporting facility are the physical resources that must be in place before a service can be offered. Second, facilitating good is the material purchased by the buyer or the item you provide to the customer. Third, information is the data provided to or by the customer. Next, explicit services are the benefits that are observed by the sense. And finally, implicit services are the psychological benefit the customer may sense indirectly. And as you can see on the board, the customer is the focal point of all decision and action of the service organization. And the 3 outside components have to align with each other. And remember to propose a customer-focused improvement. And you may leave now.
Okay, now let me introduce you to the owner of cuon, Miss Yaki.
I'll tell you more about the store system, so feel free to ask me any questions if you have.
Okay, so good luck to you.
So we noticed that your supporting facility is quite well designed because even though that your business is still maintain the casual and traditional environment, the space is clean, bright, equipped with fans and an open cooking stations for steaming the rice rolls. So was this intentionally designed?
Absolutely. Most customers of our store are in District 7, and they're like apartment residents and office workers, so they care a lot about the dining environment, not only the food itself. If our store looked just like a typical street food stall, it will be difficult to retain customers in the long term. However, I intentionally keep a somewhat traditional high-fong atmosphere to create a sense of familiarity and authenticity.
I find it really interesting because the supporting facility is usually designed in order to maximize the operational efficiency. However, in practice, your restaurant uses the physical environment as a way to create emotional value for customers.
Exactly. In Vietnam's food service industry, many customers return because of the emotional connection and familiar atmosphere, not just because of the food.
Regarding the facilitating goods, we noticed that the roll rice, Vietnamese sausage, Thai dipping sauce, and the free iced tea likewise all contribute to the overall customer experience.
However, in reality, the food itself seems to be the core value, while the service mainly supports the dining experience. That's correct. Customers mainly come here for authentic high-fong flavors. If the food quality is poor, excellent service alone will not make the return. In small restaurants like ours, the boundary between product and service is almost blended together.
So it differs slightly from the Western service models, where facilitating goods are only considered as the supporting elements of service.
So we noticed that you still use the handwritten orders instead of the POS system. So does this create any difficulties regarding to the information management?
Yes, it does. Operating through memory and handwritten notes gives us more flexibility, especially with regular customers. However, during peak hours, it becomes easier to make mistakes, such as missing toppings or serving the wrong dishes. I have considered using an ordering system, but I worry it may reduce the natural and fast-paced interaction we currently have.
According to what we've learned, the information flow should be standardized in order to reduce the service errors and make the business easier to scale. However, in practice, manual operations seem more suitable for small restaurants because they are flexible and cost-efficient.
We also observe that the basic services, such as the service fee and the snap attitude, also have a major impact on the customer evaluations. That's true. Most of our Google reviews focus on 2 things: whether the food is served quickly and whether the staff are friendly. However, during peak hours, it becomes very difficult to maintain consistency. Staff can become stressed, which sometimes leads to delays, missing topics, or frustration.
Oh, so that strongly reflects the theory of high-contact services. When customers are directly involved in the service process, maintaining consistent quality becomes much more difficult.
Regarding implicit services, we realize that customers are not only purchasing food, but also here for the feeling of home-style cooking and the authentic high-fong atmosphere.
Exactly. Many customers from high-fong come here because of the food reminds them of home. They also enjoy watching the rice rolls being made in front of them because it feels authentic and comforting. It seems that emotional value in Vietnamese F&B businesses is much stronger than in many traditional Western service models.
So customers are purchasing the emotional experiences, not only the physical products.
Very much for sharing your practical insights with us today.
감사합니다.
I think one interesting vision of cuon is maintaining the authentic high-fong flavor instead of fully localizing the dishes to certain Vietnamese taste.
Exactly. This decision relates to the service package and operation strategy because, like the restaurant, is trying to create a differentiated customer experience.
Right, one major advantage of this is that it will increase the implicit service value, and customers are not only buying the food itself, but they also want the authentic and nostalgic experience associated with high-fong cuisine.
Yeah, I think that this helps the restaurant to strengthen the customer loyalty, and especially among the northern Vietnamese customers or like people looking for traditional dining experience. And like it also creates a service differentiation compared to competitors that adapt heavily to mass market preferences.
However, I think there is also a disadvantage from the service design perspective, right? Businesses need to balance the standardization with the customer preferences in the local market.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the South Vietnamese customer generally prefers sweeter and strong flavors, so maintaining the original high-end taste may not match everyone's preferences. And as a result, like the restaurant could face limitations in expanding its customer base.
So overall, this choice helps the restaurant to build the authenticity and emotional value, but at the same time, it may reduce the market adaptability and scalability.
I think that IT should focus more on the emotional and experiential side of the service instead of only improving the efficiency. Like because the open rice roll station is already a strong operational feature of the restaurant. So we should turn the open kitchen into a watch the experience. Like for example, we could add a small sign explaining the traditional high-form cooking method and encourage the customer to observe the preparation process.
Yeah, I really like your idea that will strengthen customer engagement and service differentiation. It would also transform the operational activities into experiential marketing, and we could even include a short storytelling section in the menu or on the wall posters about the origin of Hai Phong style bánh cuốn that would reinforce the restaurant brand identity and emotional connection with the customers.
Great, and I think that this approach will actually help the restaurant to compete through authenticity and emotional value rather than only speed or operational efficiency.
I think the open rice cooking station is one of the most interesting choices to me.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Backstage activities are usually separated from the customers, but this restaurant intentionally lets the customer watch the cooking process directly.
Exactly that, and that helps to increase customer trust and perceived freshness. The cooking process itself becomes part of the service experience.
And this creates more emotional value because the customers feel the food is more authentic and home style, which makes Vietnamese F&B culture different from the Westerns.
Yeah. Another decision I found interesting is provide free iced tea and wet wipes. According to theory, these are facilitating goods in the service package.
Yes, and even though they seem like small details, they improve customer satisfaction and make waiting time feel shorter during the peak hours.
So overall, the restaurant is using service design not only to support operations but also improve customer experience and differentiation.
So I think our team should focus on the operational efficiency and queue flow during the peak hours. Because right now customers still need to wait for small things so that iced tea tissues are extra essentials, and which is increased front stage congestion.
Yes, this creates a bottleneck in the service blueprint because staff have to handle too many low-value interactions at the same time.
So to conclude, our idea is to create a small self-service station for iced tea tissues and sauce refills, and that would allow the employees to focus more on the core service process, especially food preparation and order delivery.
Yeah, we can also standardize topping portions before peak hours to reduce service errors like missing topping or inconsistent serving sizes. That was support for saving and improve service consistency.
Right, and reducing unnecessary waiting iteration could improve perceived service speed without significantly increasing operational costs. How are you doing?
Great.
Okay, so now which team will go first?
Team Maverick, please.
Okay, so please pick your ideas.
So that's all of our team's idea. Thank you for it.
Okay, thank you for your ideas. And next, Apex. Okay, so about our team ideas.
This is our team idea. Alex, your self-service idea could use staff overload, but if customers refill drinks and sauce too frequently, how would you the restaurant control operational costs?
We already consider that issue. The refill station will use control portions and single dispensers, and our main objective is to reduce bottlenecks and improve service flow during the peak hours.
Thank you for your answers.
So, Team Roberts, your storytelling concept is interesting, but if the restaurant becomes crowded and messy during rush hour, wouldn't the open kitchen negatively affect customer experience?
That is a valid concern. However, we believe that this can be managed through better backstage preparation and operational consistency. So if the cooking flow remains organized, so the open kitchen becomes an experiential advantage rather than weakness.
Okay, so thank you for your answer.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Mr. Yangus.
So your task was to propose one practical improvement to enhance the customer experience. Shizuka, how do you think you did as a team in this task?
We were very cooperative as a team, worked really well together.
Chemistry was right, and now we'll see how Team Maverick this. So who came up with this strategy?
Our idea was actually from Vietnamese. Is a really creative girl.
Miss Yaki has chose Team Maverick as the winner. So you won. You may leave the ballroom and enjoy the pampering. Well done. Remember, Isis confidence can be a killer, and you are still here because one of you will be fighting tonight. Your team failed to fully connect the operational solution with the restaurant's emotional value and brand identity. Your proposal focused heavily on efficiency, but overlooked the customer experience aspect of service design.
Shizuka is a really lovely person outside of the ballroom because she is a fun and exciting person, but when she came on the task, she was very reserved.
With respect, I think the issue was that our strategy lacked direction. We kept changing between customer experience and operational efficiency. And seminar never made a clear and final decision.
That's not completely fair. I was trying to make sure our proposal balanced both operations and emotional value instead of focusing only on the efficiency.
But in the end, we didn't fully achieve either. We weren't strong enough, and we also didn't differentiate emotionally like the other team.
Shizuka, are you ready to be my apprentice?
Yes, absolutely.
Seminar,
I believe I deserve this day.
having analyzed it, I decide. Seminar, you are fired.
Thank you for the opportunity. It was my pleasure.
This is your task to win, and you screw it up. I hope this is the last time you may leave.
Thank you, sir.